Hi guys, how are you? My name is Raluca. I have 3 dogs. One of them is a Westie, one is a French Bulldog, and another one is a mixed breed. I don't know exactly with what, but he's amazing. 2 days ago, my dog was diagnosed with cancer, with lymphoma. It is the one, the Westie. He is 14 years old right now. Basically what happened, he had a beauty parlor appointment. He was having his haircut, and the lady which was doing that, she noticed that the lymph nodes from the throat here, they were really swollen. So she told me. Then I checked them as well, and they were indeed really swollen, and all of the other lymph nodes in the body were swollen as well. The one at behind the knees at the back, the one under the armpits, the one at the chest. So literally all of them. Also the ones in the groin area. So I took him to the vet to see what's going on. They said it might be a lymphoma, so they did an aspiration from the lymph node on the chest. So yesterday I got the final test result which confirmed the diagnosis. It's a lymphoma. So he started chemotherapy yesterday at 5:30. He got his first IV with a med. Lymphoma, as far as I got it, it's easier treatable than other types of cancer. So at least that's a good news, that it's not something else. But still, it's chemotherapy, it has side effects, it's cancer, so you never know which are your chances. Indeed, he's 14 years old, so you would say, yeah, it's getting old, but I mean, he's the soul that you love. So, the most time you get to spend with them, and for them to have a quality life, of course, it would be the best. The funny thing was that 2 months and a half ago, let's say, something like that, he was diagnosed with a spleen tumor. It was a routine echo and also a blood sample. So he was diagnosed with a tumor. With the spleen, it's a bit tricky because the spleen is an organ which is very well vascularized. So if it breaks from effort or for something, it can cause a hemorrhage and for the pet to die. And that's very hard. It's a veterinary emergency, so it's really hard to handle it when it happens. It puts the pet's lives in very big danger. He went through the surgery, everything went well, there was no signs of cancer or spreading to other organs, the other organs were fine, the lungs are fine, the blood counts were good, so biopsy came out negative and benign, they said it's benign, so then, cancer free, hey, let's make a party, or something like that. So that's why it came as a very big surprise after 2 months after the surgery. The lymph nodes get huge. I mean, I swear, some of them were they felt like rubber, and they were like this big, small dog, small Westie. So like this big and like this thick. So you have like a big rubber mass, which is a lymph node, which is swollen. It was a hard news, and it's really hard to hear that your dog has cancer, and you never know which are the shots. With the treatment, you never know how it's gonna go, how it's gonna be decided, what are gonna be the side effects. You think it's gonna be really tough for them to go through that, and it's hard to see them suffering. It was a really tough news to hear. So we decided upon chemo. He's following a protocol. It's called the Medicine Wisconsin protocol. It has a length of 25 weeks. 3 types of drugs are administered. Next to it, he's given prednisone. For the next week, he's gonna get it daily. He's gonna receive it daily. He's coming. So this is Lucky, the cancer patient. So he's a really, really strong boy who had a top surgery with a spleen, but he got back on his feet really, really, really fast, which was, God, surprisingly at 14 years old. No complications with anesthesia, no complications during surgery, no bleeding, nothing bad. So it was perfect, in the end. Also, his recuperation period was really, really short. He was eating like next day, basically, after the surgery. He had really, really lots of hunger. So if you see here, if he allows me to do that, no, you cannot see it anymore. His lymph nodes were really, really swollen. I let him rest a little bit. So he started this protocol. It's gonna last for 25 weeks. Yesterday he had his first IV. He received Vincristine. It's a chemo drug. Next to it, he got as well prednisone. He's taken prednisone every morning with the food for 1 week. I really believe he's gonna get it for the next 3 to 4 weeks with every drug that it's administered. So the whole idea with the video, which I'm trying to do, is to create a little bit of awareness of how often it happens to have a cancer in dogs. And it's hard, to go through that. It's an expensive treatment as well, and it's also hard for them with all the side effects. And it's hard for you as a pet owner, of course, because you don't know what's there for you. You don't know what's going to happen. You don't know how to be prepared for that. You don't know what are going to be the side effects. You don't know basically anything. You just hear, hey, cancer, and you're like, oh my God, what am I going to do right now, So I want to create some awareness about this, and also which are the side effects, because no general side effects are, let's say, vomiting, diarrhea, and this and that. But there are more which can appear. And actually, it did happen last night with him. And it can be scary. It can be really, really scary when you see that and you don't really know what to do, So, I'm not a specialist. I am in a training right now to become a vet nurse. So I'll know more in the following months. I really love dogs, and I really love this profession in the end, and I want to be there to help them. And with everything that happened this year with surgeries, my other dog had the surgery, but that's gonna be another story. It was a bit like too much, and then I said I'm feeling kind of useless here. I'm not able to help them properly, so I want to know more. I'm a lawyer at the base, so it has nothing to do with it. But anyway, I decided to make a switch for a long time, so this was a good switch to do and to be able to help them. So, going back to chemo, he started yesterday, the chemotherapy. The first drug that it's being administered in this protocol is called Vincristine. It has side effects. The thing is, most of the dogs are going to be fine with the chemo. 80% of the dogs don't have any side effects. 15% of the dogs have mild, moderate side effects. 5% of the dog will need hospitalization. But, you never know when you start, and a lot of dogs don't have any problems. They act like everything is normal and normal life for them, so they are very joyful, energetic. They live their life as nothing happened, basically. I mean, if his lymph nodes wouldn't have become huge, we wouldn't even know his cancer. I mean, blood count good, his attitude good, he was eating really well. So, nobody would imagine, right? Sure, with tumor, you think about that, but it's benign. I don't know what to say about it. Anyway, doesn't matter. So, going back to Vincristine, it's a chemo drug. and it has side effects, of course, like many other of them. As I said, not all dogs have the side effects, which is really good, right? I mean, most of them will go through it like nothing's happening. The most common are vomiting and diarrhea, so the gastrointestinal side effects. It can have some neurological side effects, which are quite low. They are mainly in people and sometimes in cats, but very, very low in dogs. So what happened last night? He got Vincristine administered yesterday. He got prednisone as well. And he's been prescribed probiotics, a drug for the stomach to protect it and not to have more gastrointestinal problems. I have as well anti-diarrhea pills and nausea pills in case it appears. For now, it wasn't necessary. So what happened last night is that he got administered yesterday the Vincristine and the prednisone. He got it through the IV. The best administration for Vincristine is through the IV, through a catheter. It's very irritating on the veins, so then it's preferable to be given like that, through an IV. It was fine. He wasn't lethargic, he wasn't really sleepy. Sure, he got a little bit more rest. In the evening, there were some signs. He had, for example, a twitch in the leg, like when he was sleeping. He was having some sort of moves of the head, like this, you know. He was really agitated and restless, but I really believe that's from the prednisone, because it's one of the side effects of prednisone, the restlessness and being very agitated and panting. So this is the second day, and it happened a little bit, the agitation, the restlessness, the panting again this morning after he was given prednisone again. So he's taking prednisone every day for the next 7 weeks. In the morning with his food, after two meds, the probiotics and the stomach one. So back to last night, he started having these things, and also what happened, he couldn't coordinate very well his legs. So when he was getting up from his bed, he was almost falling, like he was, or sometimes when he couldn't move his legs properly, he couldn't coordinate them well. So I'm not really sure if it was about numbness in the legs, if it was about loss of balance, or just not being able to coordinate the legs. He was basically falling on his belly and couldn't get up. Of course, he was becoming really agitated and scared, because it's really scary not to be able to move your legs. I mean, all of a sudden. So it happened quite a few times. And also during the night it happened. This morning it got way better. So I believe it could be either a dosage related side effect. Maybe it needs to be lowered, or because the first dosage was quite big on Vincristine and needs to be adjusted. They are very low. It happens very scarcely, these neurological problems. So what I read and what I found out about it is that, for example, if your dog has a spinal injury or a spine problem or a neurological problem, Vincristine is going to exacerbate it, so make it bigger, make it more obvious. And these things, not the twitching though, the twitching didn't happen until now for the head or the leg, it didn't happen. But sometimes it did happen that he wasn't able to get up, or when he was getting up, like not being able to coordinate the legs really, really well. So this happened before. He got in the past treatment for a supplement for the neurological function to work very, very well. Also some anti-inflammatory for the spine, because he has a little bit of a spine problem, but he's 14 years old, so the spine cannot be perfect all the life. So what I'm thinking that happened, but I will check with the doctor just to be 100% sure and to see what's next. I think what happened, because he had these problems before, and Vincristine being a powerful drug and has the possibility to create some neurological small issues or neuropathy, I think what happened is that it made this problem that he had on the neurological level or on the spine level, it made it bigger, so more obvious. It got affected. So usually the side effects disappear either in a few hours or in a few days. If they got worse or they don't stop, then of course you need to talk with your vet. And anything that happens, any side effect, your vet should know, because they can make adjustments in the dosage. They can give some other meds that are going to be really, really helpful with it, to make the life and everything better. So I will talk with the vet on Monday and decide what's going to happen next with it, because he will have another dosage of Vincristine in the third week. Next week we're going to go with another med that's going to be given orally. So yeah, that was it. The gastrointestinal problems could be diarrhea and vomiting. So that didn't happen yet, but they can come, but it's not 100% sure it's going to happen. They can come after 24 to 72 hours after Vincristine was administered. So it can still happen, but that's why you need to be prepared. You need to have in the house an anti-diarrhea pill if it gets really worse, if it gets really bad, the diarrhea, and a nausea pill if he keeps on vomiting. If he keeps on vomiting, stop the water and stop the food for 5 to 8 hours. 6 to 8 hours, sorry. Stop the food and then reintroduce it slowly. First the water in small quantities, because if they have a big quantity of water straight after they vomited or soon enough, they're going to vomit more. So it's not going to help them. They're not going to dehydrate. They're going to dehydrate if they're going to puke again and again. So just better stop with the water and just continue it after a few hours in very, very small amounts of water. And the food can come later with more bland food, easier food. So something to protect their stomach. But if they're given probiotics and also some meds to protect the stomach, these gastrointestinal side effects are going to get lower. And maybe they're not going to even happen. Yeah, that was the experience until now. From prednisone, he's getting some restlessness and a bit of panting was today, but not too much, nothing too obvious. From prednisone, he could get more thirsty, more hungry. So you shouldn't give him more food. He doesn't need more food. He's just more hungry from the meds that he's taking. If he's drinking more, let him drink more, because he will need it. His body needs it. Just let him or her out to pee more often. So yes, these are the main side effects of Vincristine. It could be another one with poor appetite. For now, that didn't happen. He eats very well. He's still very hungry. But that can be the other side effect of prednisone. So hopefully that doesn't happen. Then we will have to manage the poor appetite. So yeah, those are the most common side effects. Diarrhea, vomiting. Diarrhea doesn't even happen that much. The biggest is vomiting, poor appetite, and potential for neurological issues. They happen very, very scarcely in dogs. As I said from the beginning, 80% of the dogs don't get literally any side effects. 15% mild to moderate, and 5% could be worse. But I'm not entirely sure that it can come from Vincristine, but you never know. There are some other drugs which are given in this protocol, which have the possibility for the white blood cells to get lower, so that can give infections and for the dog to feel really, really bad. But that's not Vincristine. That's not the first week of the protocol. We'll talk more about it when we're going to get to the proper week for that. So yeah, that's it until now. I will keep you updated. next week follows another med. It's cyclophosphamide that is given orally. It's a pill. Usually with that, it's given a pill that helps with the urination because that drug has the potential to irritate the bladder and to give some problems of bladder infection or something like that. So yeah, if another pill is given that would help with the urination, to pee more and in bigger volumes, the irritation of the bladder is not going to turn into an infection or a bigger problem for the bladder. So that's next. And yeah, hopefully no side effects with that drug as well, and hopefully everything goes well until next week. But we'll talk about it, more about that next week. So today is the second day after the first med of the protocol from chemotherapy. The blood count was good yesterday, so we repeat it every week. So yeah, hopefully all goes well until the next drug comes in, which is gonna be next Friday. Hopefully no more side effects. Hopefully all goes well, and I will discuss it on Monday with the doctor to see what is gonna be next about related to Vincristine, if the dosage needs to get adjusted or something else to be given extra. For the side effects not to be there or to get really low. So yeah, see you next time, and hopefully if you're going through the same problem and you have to face cancer with your sweetheart, with your dog, then hopefully it goes well and no side effects, and that he or she is happy and that everything goes great. Even if it's hard, just try to comfort them and for them to have the best quality of life they can have and to live the longest. So bye, and see you next week. Good luck with everything. Bye.